Thanks, Chair. I welcome the report, obviously, and the opportunity to speak on it. Most of my constituency is quite rural, and over the last number of years, like everywhere throughout the country, we've seen a massive increase in crime against people, not just, it can be what some people would call small crimes, garden tools being stolen, oil being taken, but for the people who are living in that reality every single day, and an awful lot of people in rural areas get targeted time and time again. It's the same people that they seem to go after, and really the reality is we don't have enough Gardaí on the ground. You know, years ago there was a visible presence. Now a lot of Garda stations have been closed. Where they are open, they're limited hours. In fact, a lot of them have opening times on their doors, which is nearly telling people, if you're going to commit a crime in this area, these are the times not to do it in. So we really need to see an increase in resources in terms of actual Gardaí on the ground and community policing. One of the recommendations I wanted to focus on was in relation to the Garda Youth Diversion Project. This is an excellent project. And really, you know, part of it is obviously a more visible presence, but part of it is we need to get to the root cause of this. And it's you know, why is it the same people time and time again constantly victimising often their neighbours and people that they live in the same community as? So prevention is obviously better than cure, and we need to look at that. And one of the ways of doing that is through the Garda Youth Diversion Projects. But of course, they're totally understaffed. Their resources are stretched. So you know, the reality is, if we want to prevent these kind of crimes from happening, because people are literally terrified in their homes in rural Ireland. You have, you know, a range of different crimes constantly being perpetrated against people, but we need to look at it in two ways. Part of it is obviously prevention, and particularly around young people, and trying to identify why exactly, you know, they're going down this road and how we can prevent that. A lot of it is to do with lack of resources and lack of other things for people to do in an area. People go down the wrong path, they fall in the wrong line of life, and this is going to have an effect for the whole rest of their lives. So it makes sense to obviously try and prevent this in the first place. But the other part of it is obviously having a visible presence. We all remember growing up in our local communities, you would actually regularly see the Gardaí, and that obviously does deter crime. So, you know, as I find myself constantly saying in here, it's a bit of a common sense approach, but if you want to tackle the issue, you need to put the resources and the investment into it. Thanks, Chair.